Probably the biggest thing is let me just move this over into another screen. Um, well, as you know, like we were at 4.2.8 and we migrated it up to 5.0, and that had its challenges. So that was great. And then recently we've migrated from 5.0 to 5.1, and which actually was quite huge for us because there was a lot of bugs that Epic fixed with 5.0. They fixed in 5.1 and added features. Probably the biggest one is nanite for foliage, and I think Dave's going to go into that a little bit
Yeah, I'll get
later
into that
on
a
in
little
the
later on.
stream. hmm So and we're looking to launch the alpha on 5.1. I don't see the need to. I mean, the way things are starting to get put back together and stitched together, it's looking good. I don't see um, having to wait to 5.2. So
No, I don't think there's
5.1 took
anything.
care of a lot.
Yes, that was the biggie.
5.1 took care of a lot for us. That was a big, and it was unfortunate that we had to wait that for that update. I mean, we were even looking at. I was pulling off the GitHub, the Epic, like the custom engine, because we are worried it was 5.1 was taking so long. So,
And when it just a
um,
quick, I'll just quickly jump in. What that means
sure, go
is
ahead.
that there's an official 5.1 that comes out on the Epic launcher, which is the same launcher you use for Epic Games. There's also an Unreal 5 and Unreal 4 version. I guess just Unreal 5 now. That's where you
Mhm.
go and get the official version, and they have a GitHub system set up where you can actually pull 5.1 early, but it's not official. It's almost like a preview, and they do not recommend putting anything out on that version of the engine because it could still be very, very
It's
buggy.
unstable. It's
Yes,
an
so
unstable
that's
code.
what Craig was referring to when he was saying that he was looking at 5.1 and saying, okay, let's start playing with it. We can't officially do anything with it, but will it fix our bugs? And we had our one of our engineers sort of working with Craig on that, and we're still waiting for 5.1. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So anyway, so we were extremely excited to when 5.1 finally dropped, and that dropped, I believe, November 15th.
Yeah, right in
So,
there, right, right, right,
hmm
right in there. It was
hmm
a nice birthday present for me.
yes, and because we were talking to Epic back in the summertime, going, what the hell? Uh, 5.0 is pretty buggy. And they're like, yeah. 5.1 is going to fix all these bugs. We're like, okay. So we've been waiting basically since the summer till November for that 5.1 to drop. What else do I have on my list? We're no longer using the Adobe Substance plugin. Fun fact, they still haven't, Adobe still has not upgraded their plugin to 5.1. And that was causing an issue for us in November, and then we finally said, you know what, screw it. Let's just refactor any assets that we're using the Adobe Substance plugin so we can get off of that.
Yeah,
And they still haven't updated it, Dave. So
yeah,
I'm
and
glad we did
what the Adobe Substance plugin is Substance is a system that is used to paint meshes. So looking at the screen right now, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. Yeah, it looks like it's coming up. Anything on the screen here? All these are all just meshes. Chloe wants to say hi. One second. Um, and so they are painted in things like ZBrush or in Substance. I think there's a few other programs out there.
that.
Um, and even Megascans, which is the Quixel one, and some of them you actually need a plugin in Unreal Engine for them to render correctly. And Substance was bought by Adobe, and as big as Adobe is, they just don't care. So so they
Get off
still
of
have not upgraded to 5.1. So we kind of went
it.
through and found what do we have that has is using Substance, what assets, what meshes in the world, and just had to say see you later, nuke them. So that's where we sort of went with that.
So that's kind of, and I mean, me talking about it is it'll be easier when we show you with images coming up. But I did want to talk about our team,
I think you should start with
and
Joka because he's been keeping. He's basically been the glue between
I
us.
got to. I'm standing. I'm standing out of my chair, and
Let's do a
I'm
round of applause.
clapping.
Clap.
round of applause for Joka. If everyone could just take a moment and clap their hands.
Yes, Joka
I
has
know I
been
probably can't hear.
fantastic in the sense of meeting with us weekly and taking notes. And we've been sort of laying down things like we really don't have anything for you right now, Joka, because we are doing heads down. We're really doing everything we can to push this game out as quickly as possible, and just giving him things like, hey, this is when we do launch. Hey, why don't you look at these certain things? Why don't you look at what we need to do so we're ready when we launch? But yeah, he's been sort of the glue between us and the community, and just want to obviously obviously thank him very very much
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
keeping the lines of communication so we didn't run away. We didn't stop making the game, any of that kind of stuff. We've just been
No.
so busy that we really just, being a small team, it's unbelievably hard. There's just so many hats, and from there I'll pass it back to Craig to what we did about sort of speeding things up and about the team.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So, basically, back in the summer, we took on a co-op student, Ronan, to help us. Ronan, you might see in the chat here. He's a second year comp sci student, really passionate about Unreal and game dev. And he's basically been on the front lines and testing and evaluating our existing systems and any of the new systems, and basically being the first line in integrating a new system and seeing what problems come across and what it solves and things like that. So he's been a big help for me. Marty, we basically full-time AI systems now. So he's really been focusing on our animal or settler AI. Not sure um, if you guys remember about the settlers and the animals, but basically we had to do a custom locomotion. We had to integrate a custom locomotion system for the animals. So you're going to be seeing in the alpha uh, deer, bears, wolves, and cougars. The cougars is pretty new. So, and we're going to get some settlers in as well. So, animals are looking good. They're looking good. Are they perfect? No. Maybe I should. They're not perfect, but they are a lot better than they were. So I'm pretty happy with that. Um, and then we welcomed um, another member to the team, Bobby. Bobby, oh, I love Bobby. He is one of those Swiss Army knives that come with like 20 tools in it. Like he's awesome. Bobby is our new technical artist, and he's come from a AAA studio. So he's got console experience, he's got art experience, engineering experience. He's got all like he's awesome. I can't say enough about Bobby. So he's been uh, tremendous in helping us polish our existing features and systems, as well as integrating the new features we want to get in for the alpha. So huge shout out to Bobby. Uh, then, do you want to talk about the art team? You want me to talk about the art team, Dave?
You can talk about, you continue on.
Okay, okay. We also realized that Dave and Steve need help with on the art side. They didn't like my artistic abilities, so I wasn't able to help them at all. So we actually have an art team now. The art team basically it's a collection of riggers, animators, modelers, and texture artists, and they work really close with Dave and Steve, and they've been awesome in helping us bring the game to life in terms of uh, and the look that we're trying to achieve. And you'll see this in the stills, and really making the game our own. And then Steve's been up to no good, and he's working on top secret stuff that I can't talk about, otherwise Steve will kill me. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
So
talk about it. I
well,
can't
I'll
show
show some stuff
anything.
that Steve's done earlier. We've there's some locations that we've shown before that have been completely revamped. We'll show those, but there is the part that Steve's working on right now. We honestly can't talk about, so it'll be something that you guys will have to discover in game. But
Hmm.
it's pretty monumentum.
And yeah, I got Dave down as optimization, but Dave and I were doing like all kinds of crazy weird
Everything.
shit. So
Yeah.
um basically, yeah, Dave is Dave and Steve are handling all the art side, and then I'm working closely with Ronan, Bobby, and Marty on the engineering side. And so yeah, so that's sort of, so we've
Where
gone
we've put all
from.
our energy. Yeah. So it's been
Mhm.
myself, Craig, and Steve and Joka, and then we've added these other players on um, to help us. I think we sort of realized where our weaknesses were and what we needed help in, and went out and found those people to help us. And like in any job, when you hire somebody, it's very tricky and you kind of have to ease into it to see how things work out. But we are beyond fortunate for not only the existing team, but the extended team that we've added. Everyone has been just, couldn't ask for better people. They've just embraced the idea, the process, the thought, everything about what the Gold River Project game is, and wholeheartedly like loves it and is in and is giving 110%. I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but some people will, if you're like, I need this kind of, you hire somebody and we're like, okay, this is what we need you to work on. And they're like, oh, okay. They're just like, oh, well, I'll do it. But they're doing it to do it for the dollar. And, and we're very fortunate that the people that are doing what they're doing just love it as well. So that's a big help. So we'll move on. Everyone's yelling about more stuff. So Craig, did you have any more on yours, or are you good?
No, that's good. I was gonna say move your Slack, the highlighter, move that
This
little
guy?
bar off screen,
Where do you
the
want him?
little purple guy.
Over here.
Yeah, move that guy.
There
You
you
can
go.
move that.
There you go.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, quickly, you guys have seen the
Show
lobby
me.
before.
Show
The
me
main
something.
thing I wanted to show you in here right away, you'll notice from 5 to 5.1 is that the lighting is tremendously better. And what I mean by that is depth. Everything has more of a depth of field to it. I went through some of these pictures earlier. I took all of these today in game. There is a bug in the engine that won't affect you guys, but when you're working in an open world version in Unreal Engine 5, things can go a little sideways as far as pixelation. So I thought it'd make more sense to do screenshots. These are all I can show you if you guys are just tremendously want to see in game. I can do that, but you might see some weird rainbow effect. You may have seen this with other Unreal images out there. It doesn't seem to happen on small levels, but when you get into massive levels, big rooms, open world environments, the video card seems to shit the bed. That's something that's not seen in the final product when you do a build. It's just engine because it's just there's so much going on. There's so much going on. So I think they're working with not only Microsoft because it's a DirectX 12 issue, but they're also working together with NVIDIA and AMD and probably Intel as well as Unreal. Everyone working together to optimize all of this and make it better. So it's a process. So there's parts where it just gets completely kind of weird. So I was like, I'll just do screenshots, but we can at the very end quickly run in and sort of fly around the map and stuff like that. Yeah. So these shots are just to show the lobby.
It's, people are like gameplay, gameplay. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I can definitely do that, but I'd rather show you what it's gonna look like instead of like you're like, why does it look like ass? And you're like, well, that's why.
maybe.
So we're just gonna
So
scroll through that. So
let's
let's
go through our
do.
images first.
Yeah. So let me just bring up. This is just gonna be very crude. So here's some images that are on our website right now from Unreal 5.0, and I just want to show you one of this. We're just gonna go through some of the differences between 5 and 5.1 here that visually are quite striking. One of them is we're just gonna go through, and if you look at the water on this, it's
This is
very
tiny.
flat.
This is tiny, Dave.
What's that?
Okay, that's better. I was gonna say that it was small.
Well, you gave me small pictures. I blame
Why don't you
Greg.
just go to the well, yeah, you can just go to the website too.
Yeah. So anyway, before Craig was interrupting me so rudely, there's no reflections on the water here. You're not seeing anything from the trees. It just looks very very flat and very sort of meh. And this was an issue in 5 before 5.1. So this is what it looks like now. So now we're getting, these are straight from this morning. These are images in summer, part of the map. And you'll notice right away you're getting these beautiful reflections throughout all the water here. Give it a second for the clarity to kick in. There we go. So you're seeing things are just looking so much nicer along here. I know it seems little, but it's at the end of the day, it's a big thing that really sells the world when you're in it. Um, so so we're very excited about that. Once again, you'll see the dock here, some beautiful reflections. Even the way the water moves here with some
And the
logs
lighting.
and stuff. Yeah, just the lighting in general. Everything's coming together. You're getting some really soft shadows over here and some really nice dark shadows deep in the woods. So it's, yeah, we're very excited about that. Here's another shot of where the Twin Falls sort of meet up. The river meets up here in summer. A lot of the water is just really, really coming together. We're super happy with it. Moving on. I just showed this earlier, but yeah, the kayaks are in. If you remember before, they were a little too shiny to be kayaks that had been sitting here forever. So we went in and revamped the kayaks. Definitely the traditional kayak colors, worn them down from the UV from the sun. So that's coming together. Back in here, you'll see a little place. I don't know if we ever talked about this place, but you guys will discover this place. It's pretty cool
Oh, you wouldn't
in the
let me
background.
show, remember?
Yeah, back then. So this is these shots. I'll let you know where all of these things are. Most of the shots are all gonna be close up because we want you to discover these. I don't want you to see from a distance where they are. So we are doing a little bit of spoilers, but not too many. Moving along. So this is a little presentation here. We were talking about nanite earlier. So the 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 deal with our game, and if any of you are following when UE5 dropped, they showed maps that were either city or a big desert. None of them had trees, and we didn't really clue into that until Unreal Engine 5 dropped and realized that their new nanite system for handling meshes, so things like what you see on the screen here, which is the box cars, trains down there, the bridges, the trees, the rocks, all that kind of stuff. Only a few of those things were handled with the nanite system, where it converts all these beautiful objects that you have on your screen, and up close they're very high detailed, high res, but when you pull away you need them to break down into smaller triangles, or sorry, larger triangles from smaller triangles, less detail, so they don't hog too much CPU and GPU. And that way it runs smooth, more frames, yeah, we're all happy. So when we would turn on nanite and convert a lot of stuff to nanite, everything on the screen you see here, like the bridges here and these box cars and these stone walls, and I think that's a truck of some sort. Those would all be a nanite, and it would take care of that and be awesome. Everything else, all these trees would not. So this is with 5.1. Now you get to see everything is a nanite, and this is how they display it. And these are all millions and millions of triangles, probably billions thrown out, and you'll see how it does that with all the different things. So now it does it with all the trees, so our frames are way better and we can get to optimizing. So super excited about that. So that was the huge difference between 5 and 5.1. We could not do this on 5. So very excited about that.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest thing in 5.1
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that we were just waiting for.
Some more shots here of now we've moved into fall. We've left summer, so we're just showing some of the stuff fall. I've left the environment the same on all these shots, just so it's clear for you guys. Fall normally would be very overcast, very wet, very rainy. That's just all been turned off just so I can get you guys some clear shots for this for today. We have replaced all of our original turn of the century mines with, we have several different types of mines. Mines that were sort of more present day. We have mines that were built in the 50s and 60s, and then we have mines from the turn of the century, which is very common in sort of the area that the Pacific Northwest area and the Northwest area is. So some of the new buildings I don't know if we did this in order. No, we didn't. So we got to go to this one.
No, we didn't. We didn't do it in order.
Do this in
You're
order. Here's another entrance to the mine. So there's plenty of places to check out and discover and explore. These are sort of abandoned mines, so you will need some sort of flashlight or some sort of way to light up
torch.
the way that you move
Can I
throughout
use
these
that word?
places. It's going to be pitch black in there. Do I have any more mines? Yeah, a few more mine pictures here, and then we'll go back a few. So that's another shot of that one. Another one up here on the hill. So these are all dotted through parts of fall that you guys can find and explore. And we've shown these before. They just look different now. We've sort of cleaned up some of the buildings and used some better materials and things like that. So pretty happy with that. In winter, there's a new industrial mine that you can come across, and this is pretty cool to go and check out. Lots of buildings, lots of places to explore, and whatnot. So something a little new, and I think we showed maybe a few pictures on social media about this, or even in Discord, is that the underground sort of rail system that connects the substations and the labs together. So you will find this. I won't tell you how you'll find it, but you will be able to find this, and this is a way to move underground through passages
How do you find it?
to different areas. Don't ask. More shots of inside, and it's a lot of storage. It kind of reminds me of sort of how they kind of move shit underneath Disneyland. All the action happens underneath, and then this is how they get all the goods to different areas for the scientists that are working in the environments. Then we have a picture of. There's another picture of winter there with this really nice winter road through here. It's a very clear day. Very clear day. This
There's
picture of
one where
entrance to one of the
the
labs.
trees are tagged.
Oh, you know what? I don't even think I did that. Shit.
Oh, that's too
You want to
bad.
talk about that? Actually, we can do that at the end, and depending on
Mhm.
time, and we'll go in live in the game, and we'll do that. Let me just on the side here.
Um,
Let me fire up the engine so we can do that because that's
yeah,
important. That's something important that came across.
so N1 Hawk is fairly new to the game. Was asking about the AI. Do you want to talk about the settlers? Do you want me to talk about the settlers?
Just do high level brief, yeah, real quick.
So really high level, the AI. There's these three. We refer to them as factions called the settlers, and basically these were previous campers that either decided not to leave or couldn't escape. So now they're part of one of three factions. So there's the very faction one, which is super chill. They're basically run away every time they see you. Faction two is sort of medium. They'll leave you alone if you leave them alone, but if you provoke them, they will attack. And then faction three is super aggressive. Um, so yeah, so the AIs will be a mix of animals and then the sellers.
Yes, and then also
The
the
sellers.
scientists for the labs.
Yeah.
So hopefully that explains that. Let me get
Oh,
back
what's
to
this?
this.
Oh, this is the new.
Just
This is what Steve was working on, right?
yeah. So this is we showed this before. So this was our sort of take on Mascot Mine, which is a real mine in BC that's on the side of a cliff. And Steve redid all the buildings, cleaned it up, and I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. So there's different ways to approach this place and enter it. Here it is looking down on where the trolley system would bring things like whatever they're mining down for sorting and so forth. So I just want to get some shots of this because these are all replaced all the buildings and redid all the work in here. And this happened fairly. This was sort of around summertime. He worked on this and did some logos and stuff like that. So the Phoenix Gold Company is up here. That's a throwback to the original name of the game when it was not the original name of the game, but sort of the code name for the game, which was River Phoenix, and spelt like that. Or no, it was spelled with an F, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was a little
Yeah.
little Easter
We
egg thing
amused
in there.
we amused ourselves.
Yes. And I'll just run through these shots fairly quickly here, just in a matter of time. So yeah, these are all shots inside this abandoned mine, and this is more of a, what would you say, 1940s, 1950s? What's your thoughts?
like a night, like kind of like a 50s, 1950s. But more importantly, this is showing off the UE5 lighting. That's
Yes.
like that's like over the top. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, just
Like
loading stuff in the background there. There we go.
that is
Yeah,
just
this is
crazy
just beautiful lighting
shot.
in general, and just seeing the
Like
puddles and the growth and stuff here. Steve did such a beautiful job. And all of this stuff is running with nanite now too, which is incredible. Except for the glass, that's something that Unreal is still working on. So that's
yeah,
that that is still not in nanite, but in lumens we are getting this really cool thing with the glass that you'll see that you're going to get. You can see right there, if you can see my mouse, it's kind of hard. Let me see if I can zoom in. Look at that. You're getting reflections off the barrels in the glass. So these red barrels you're seeing in the glass. So it's just phenomenal stuff. Stuff that's just going to wash over you, but at the end of the day, it's to sell the immersion, and it's just beautiful. Another shot there. You can see kind of the reflection of the barrels again, and this is all happening in real time. This is just bananas. These rooms, Steve said, did such. This is going to be so much fun to loot through these rooms and explore. So this is the top of the mine in here. Moving on, more shots of the mine. There's a little lumber mill there, some storage. And this is the entrance into the mine. So this is pretty cool. Steve did some great work in here. And then there's different ways to go. And this here you're looking at is an elevator, a mine elevator that you'll
oh,
encounter. And Craig can take it from there.
oh, let's just say I had fun coding this one up, and let's just say uh, the ride is never the same.
That's a good way to describe it.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's a good way. This will be interesting. This will be fun. This will be fun.
I
Uh,
Yeah.
this is further on down the mine. Some rickety.
I feel like some people will be, what the hell? And other people will be like, what the hell was that? So, yeah,
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be good. That was fun. I had a good time.
Let's just see where we are on the engine as far as loading things. Still
Oh,
loading
you're
some
going to show us.
textures. I'll just leave that. Let that be in the background.
I like your Christmas tree with the incredibly bright bulbs.
Well, only the best bulbs for you, my friend. Another thing that got revamped that I don't know if you guys remember, which is, and you may have to go back through social media on our Twitter, Gold River Twitter to see the images, but the dam got completely revamped too with all new buildings and new plumbing and so forth. So, and you can see
Yeah,
once again
Steve
the
went through
logos
that,
in
right?
there. Midlands Power and Lights branding on there for the company that used to run the electricity. The part of the world that we live in, because it rains so much, we get all our electricity from hydro, and that's predominant throughout the game as well. And one of the big things. So we'll just fly around a couple shots of this, get an aerial view of the dam. Steve did such a good job of this, and you can see his little tunnel there.
Look
I
at
wonder
the
what's that way.
freaking reflections in
Yeah,
the
once again,
background.
you're getting just
You
these
guys, I
beautiful
haven't seen this
reflections.
one. I haven't
Really
seen
good
this shot.
reflections.
You guys are holding out on me.
There's a closer one of a little work shed out there that's floating on some containers. Yeah.
Oh, that's got death trap written all over it, doesn't it? You think, oh, no problem. I'll take my kayak out, look around, and you're like, oh wait.
Exactly, exactly. Looks like everything's loaded on the world. What's the best way to do this? Probably just jump to an area
Always
that
worried. Anything that
has.
Steve designs, I feel like it's some
Oh,
sort
we'll
of
stay above ground. We'll stay above ground.
elaborate death trap for me.
What's this? I
What
think
are you
we want to
doing?
go here.
Oh,
Move camera here. All right, and minimize that. We'll come back to that. We'll get to showing the new signage for the trails. So
oh,
that
right.
was
Yeah, that'd be good.
that. And then the next thing is, and we showed just a couple of these. These are the substations. So these live actually off the map, and these are randomly generated every time you play the game. But we just want to show you kind of what these would look like when they're in the game. This is what you would see above ground, and the rest of the structure is all underground. And these are the structures that you need to locate, enter. This one's got a padlock on it, so you got to figure that. And there's also a keypad that you enter, and then take the elevator straight down into a some sort of mechanical system that is powering or controlling the wall. I think it's more powering the wall, yeah, because the labs control the wall. So here is something where you would want to infiltrate this, figure out what the puzzle is, and turn the power off to bring the wall down. And then move on from summer to fall, and then fall into winter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
For
just
the
wanted to
alpha,
show you kind of what
we'll
that
have
looked
one per
like,
season.
and then we
We're
have a
only going to
little,
have one per season for the alpha.
only one what?
Only one substation.
Oh, for the early alpha one, yeah, for testing
For the Earth
purposes.
alpha,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
When we're testing, we're just going to have one per season. But for the final build, we'll do three. There'll be three substations per season. So
Yeah. So that's what they look like, and just a little glimpse of this one, internals. Not much to say about that, except just want to show you a little sneaky peek of that. Alrighty, so we'll go into the game, into engine here. I have absolutely everything loaded, so I'm hoping we don't get the weird artifacts, but I just wanted to show you what we worked on as far as we had a couple of ideas of what to do in game as far as how are we going to help players get through the game. Now, as you can see in this image here, it's having a little time to load here. Actually, what I'll do is let's just go and unload everything. So let's unload. Nope. Unload. And then what I'm going to do is it's going to load this area here, so the GPU isn't struggling for life. We'll scroll in and we'll just load this area here that we're at. I just want to show you guys the one of the things that we came across and how to solve this issue. There we go. Everything's loading in now. So this is pretty explanatory. You're on a trail here. You can see where the trail goes off to the right. There's a trail that goes off to the left. You got a little log cabin here. That's very easy, and this is something that's going to be pretty much everyone can figure out and understand as far as summer and fall. But when it comes to winter, all of this is covered in snow. So you lose that trail. And now with your compass, hopefully you have one, is how you're going to navigate. And so we
you
don't
don't need a compass.
we don't want you guys walking off the sides of hills and cliffs, killing yourselves all the time. So at Crossroads, we've kept this marker, which we had before, but what we've added now, instead of having posts in the ground, is we've done colored markers that coincide with the map that you guys will find in game on those big bulletin boards, and we can go look at that again, to markers on the trees, so you know that you're on the pink trail and where the pink trail is going to take you, and there's a marker on the backside. So we've done this throughout the map where there is trails that are most traveled trails, I guess, the legit trails. There are some deer trails and things like that, animal trails and so forth kicking around, but we decided to go with these because if it snows and the trail goes, then you can kind of figure out which way to go. So there's another one here because you're coming down from a yellow trail. So you get the start of a yellow trail there, and there's a marker there. So you know you're on the right path heading up and over the hill. I think if I take you up really quickly over this hill, I might need to load it. So give me a second here, and I'll show you what I mean by in-game map. Because we aren't supplying players with a map on their body. There'll be sort of regional maps of smaller areas, but there is no full game map. If you guys want that, you're gonna have to create it yourselves. Really want people to explore and
Retzi said you'll make one.
yeah, I didn't load enough. Pull back out a bit here. Where are we? Yeah, let's do that much. Load selected. Let's give it a sec here. Just loading a bigger chunk of the map here, so. Come on. So far, so good. We haven't had the artifacting, so
Oh, that's
that's
good.
been really good. Yeah. It's thinking. There we go. Okay, turn that off. I believe just over this hill there is a road with an old camper. There we go. So down here, so we're starting to get, there's some of the artifacting just there. You're starting to see it with the black lines. It's not rainbowing
Well,
yet,
it's
but
not too bad.
yeah, it's not too bad. This is the in-game map. So this gives you an idea of you are here. These are the trails, and these trails have actually been from different people that have contributed on the Indiegogo. So
Oh yeah.
these are trail names from people that got that package. So you are here. So that was the yellow trail that goes up and over and then drops down, and there's the start of the pink trail, and where the pink trail
Weird
goes,
username, hey?
and yes, and then the red trail's in there, green, and the start of the blue. So there's a couple of these in game, and you may want to sort of either take a picture of it or scribble it down, and helps you navigate around. So
Did
that
you
would be
want
the
to
start there.
show a quick little snippet of winter and what those look like with the trees and stuff, with
Which what
the
looks
tree
like.
markers? Like what the trails look like in winter, or
Yeah, I could do that. Oh,
no?
with in game right now, like this.
Yeah, or will it blow it up?
Let's try. Let's see if we can blow it up. Okay, give
And
me
then
a second.
you can see how the winter covers up, and then how you can use the tree markers are still visible.
Yeah, let me just put this offside. Let's see if we do. Hopefully, we don't blow anything up. So if we blow anything up,
If we blame Joka because he's the guy that's asking for it.
okay. So we're gonna do a little behind the scenes movie magic and give you
Yeah.
guys an idea of what that looks like. I'm just going through and finding the. Okay, we're one of the many monitors. There we go. That. So I'll turn. Actually, let's really do it up for Joka. It's that,
Okay.
that, that. Do light
Don't
snow.
do it.
Do
No, yeah, don't do
that
the don't do the blizzard.
and that.
Okay.
So there you go. Let me crank the
And
snow
then
up a
go to
bit
the
more.
trees. And go to one of the trees.
Yeah. So this is. You can kind of see there's a marker there, but yeah, if we go up to one of the trees, there's one there. It's got the yellow marker on it.
God, I'm gonna get so lost.
Yeah. Oh, it's. I mean,
Oh, that's not bad.
it
Oh,
kind of
you see
helps.
that? That's
It
pretty
kind of
good.
helps.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It
That's
kind
pretty
of helps. It's not great, but it kind of helps.
good.
So there's some coloration and stuff like that, and this truck isn't set up for snow. The roof of this is set up for snow, which is great. This looks good.
That's funny. Oh yeah, yeah. We just have to do material.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
No, they look good. Those trees look good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Kind of looks like what was happening last night.
yeah. No doubt.
Mhm.
Put that back. So yeah, that kind of gives you an idea of sort of what we've been working on as far as how do we help people when they do make their way through and turn everything to winter, and like how are they gonna find their way through when all the trails have disappeared because of the snow and so forth.
Um,
Um,
what else?
I think that's it. That's kind of now we're just sort of putting it back together. We've been looking at sort of what we need to improve on medical and food systems. So that's pretty interesting. And that's what Bobby is now working on right now, which is a really cool system to take care of all of that. So that's awesome. Animation team has given us all the new animations that we need. So Craig and I are that's kind of where we're at right now is putting the new animations on the character. So that will look a lot better, and then putting the IK on as well on the animals and the players. Yeah, just kind of putting it all back together now that we're finally in 5.1 and then optimizing and pushing all those things through
Yeah, and then Lento was just asking how often do we do the builds, and I'm saying
daily.
I was just Well, I was saying on it about once a week. I mean, we are doing daily, but it's like it's. I mean, we're doing builds all the time, but I would say on average it's like once a week that we do a build and test. I mean, now we're getting to the point where, um, it's optimization.
Yeah, I mean the thing
Yeah.
for us is that we are putting all these systems back in into 5.1, and so when we do a lot of systems in, it's really smart for us to do a build that evening when we call it a day,
Hmm.
just to see if
Hmm.
we broke anything. So that way, the great thing
Yeah.
about a build is that it'll tell you right away if something is completely broken, because when you have more people working on it, you're adding all these new pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're hoping everyone's testing their stuff and everything works. So the end all be all is doing a build, because it'll tell you right away if there's
Yeah.
failures. So that's
Yeah.
so that's awesome.
Yeah. Lento, I'm the guy that actually does the build.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then usually if there's errors, either I'll let Dave know. I mean, it's funny. Hey, a lot of the times it's usually bad materials. Bad materials are.
Yeah, and I think that just that this shows you from conversion of us coming obviously from
Mhm.
UE4 and then over to UE5 and UE5.1. It's a living, breathing engine in the sense that they're always tweaking, changing, fixing, breaking things, breaking more things,
Mhm.
fixing a few things,
Mhm.
breaking more things.
Update.
That
It's
that
yeah.
and it's an engine that's for so many different styles of games and different needs. So you really kind of have to be on top of it. You can't just rely that whatever they're giving you is going to be perfect, because it's not. There's always going to be things that just don't work and things that are out of our control. And I think feeling kind of held hostage waiting for 5.1, and we knew it was going to come in November, but once we got it, and then having that feeling like we're held hostage again by substance, like by a plugin, it's like, forget this. Like, we can't, for our own community, for our own well-being and our own sanity, we need to have as much control at the end of the day of getting the game out. And we can't be like, oh, sorry guys, we're waiting because of this or that. So now that we're in 5.1, it's putting everything back together and doing these builds, and then doing optimization, and getting it run smooth, and getting it out to you guys. That's sort of the key right now. So things are looking really good. I don't see
And we're
anything, knock on
really.
wood, that's blocking us except for time. So
Mhm.
it's just,
It's just time, and
yeah.
You want to talk about our 85% for the alpha? Like we're really trying.
Yeah, I think the another big thing that people may know about is scope creep, which is very big in this industry, and it's sort of, you get an idea of like, oh, really cool to have this, and it'd be really cool to have that, and oh, this should look a certain way, and this should look a certain way, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you can only do that if you have a team of X amount of people, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500,
And
thousands.
there's always more things to add, right? So it's just a matter of being
Well, and
disciplined and
also
trying to be really hard to be disciplined. We're trying
yeah,
really hard to
and
be
also look a
disciplined
certain
and awesome.
quality, right? Also, you want everything to be at a certain quality, and to achieve
And
that,
it's got to
you
make
can,
sense.
yeah, and to achieve any of that, you keep picking away and picking away at it, and yet there's a time where you finally have to say stop. And I think Steve was great to come, who's
Hmm.
our one of our artists, and has helped us so much, not only on the art side but also on the development side of the game and level design, and talk about, like, let's just hit this 85. Like, this is the early alpha, this is the first pass of the early alpha. There's going to be an early alpha 1, there's going to be an early alpha 2, early alpha 3 before we move into beta. And this is where all of you as a community, come in and find things, not only just bugs, but things that just either didn't make sense or didn't work or whatever, and that we can tweak. So there's no point saying, let's spend 100% of our time and get things to 100% when it may just get thrown out at the end of the day, or may turn slightly in a different direction than the way it that either functioned or looked. So I think it's really good to just sort of stick with the 85. Doesn't make sense, whatever you're building or whatever function you're constructing for the player, does that work, and does it work correctly? And then after that, get it into the people's hands, let them play it, and then let them go, that's awesome. And then we just clean it up and we just make it better and better and better. So it's not saying that anything's going to be janky. If you guys find any bugs, that'll be the ones that we missed, and that will be our key thing, is fixing the bugs, but also adding new stuff at the same time. So constantly keeping the game up to date, repaired, but also getting stuff in that we held off on V1 just to get V1 out as quickly as possible. So it's just keeping in everything at sort of that new rule of 85%. Everything at 85%. That's whether it's art, animation, you name it. So everything's going to be sort of at that sort of where we'll need to be.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Joka,
What else?
I know you're still in there. Was there any questions that came up that we missed after
Do we
reading
want to
chat?
add
I didn't
Joker
get a
to
chance
the?
to. Yeah, let's bring Joka. Come,
Let's
we're
bring
in
Joker
Slack
in.
if you want to come in. Actually, I have to invite him, don't I?
We have to invite him. We got to invite him.
Ugh, do we have to?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, one
What a
second.
dick.
One second. One second.
The real gameplay. I don't think we're set up for the real gameplay.
Not right now, because like I just said, Craig and I are putting the new animations in, so everything's been unhooked. So
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
it's a little creaky right now. So
Yeah.
the
We were just getting. Yeah, we're like right in between updating all the animations for the main character. So it'll be weird. But I think the next stream we should be able to show a bit of gameplay.
invite people. Joker. All
If you two just hop into Discord, or but I'm already in Slack,
right,
Joker.
we're in Slack, Joker. Don't make us use something else.
Yeah, come on, Joker. I don't want to use another piece of software.
Yeah, Joker.
Oh my god, you two are loud.
Say hi to
Oh,
everyone.
when is
Joker.
the next stream? People want to know when the next stream is. That's a good question.
We're gonna do one Christmas morning while you guys are unwrapping presents. Christmas Eve, because we want to take care of all the people that celebrate Christmas Eve and unwrap
That'll go
presents.
over really well.
New Year's Day or New Year's Eve right at midnight. So when you guys are popping champagne, we're gonna do a stream then too. We have no idea. The basically the main reason we actually even did this stream and stepped away from working on the game is because of all of you guys really requested it and wanted to see where we've been and what we've been up to. And
Joker yelled at us. And
yes,
we said, okay.
well that too. And you don't want to get yelled at by
Someone
Joker.
have to do it.
He's got a
That's
temper.
just how it is.
How you doing, Joker?
I'm doing very good. Very, very good. What about you two?
We're doing well. We're doing like we're
yeah.
keeping our shit together. Trying to.
Can I spoil some secrets? All the secrets? Everything I know?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know much.
No, you don't. We don't tell you much because we know you spoil it.
No. Yeah.
Did we miss anything in the chat?
Yeah,
Like
did
any
you
questions
see
or
anything that we didn't touch on that we can actually talk about?
Yeah, I was
I
trying to.
don't. Yeah, I don't think I missed anything. Craig really helped out with answering and texting and everything while you just made sure that the players understood it. So, unless there are any final questions, I am not sure.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, and for streaming, the people that want to stream the game, Joka can you can help take care of them, right? You can help them out.
I
however you
can
can.
absolutely have a chat with them. Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, and I think the next stream we can probably show uh some gameplay because we'll have the animations in.
Yeah, I think the key.
Lento, we don't hold a grudge. We missed all you guys too. I'm really
No,
glad you were
we
able to
totally
join.
we really enjoyed doing the weekly streams. It just got to a point where we really didn't have much to show because we were handcuffed. We were waiting for this 5-1. So it's not that we just stopped and sat on our hands. We started working on smaller things that need to be in the game that we kind of pushed to the side because they weren't top tier things that need to get the game to run. So we did that, but they weren't very exciting to stream. So it was kind of like, and that being said, doing a stream too does take a lot of time, a lot of organization. I spent sort of 3 hours today that would have been for working on the game to just get the stream ready. So it's running around dealing with things like the engine crashing because I'm loading the entire world and it can't handle that. Because when you actually play the game, it doesn't load the entire world. It's only loading what you're seeing. And as you move throughout the world, it loads and unloads those parts. So for me to take certain shots that for the presentation today, I had to load the entire world, and we got some of that artifacting I spoke about. I love how it's not doing it now. I really want to do it now, so you guys will understand my pain. Um, please do it. Please do it, so you guys believe me.
There was a day where the engine crashed on Dave like 20 times, and it wasn't
Oh,
even new.
before
I thought
5-1, yeah. Me and
I
Steve
thought
were
he was
like,
gonna jump off the bridge.
yeah, we're just like, oh my God, kill me. Yeah. Yeah. We were just like, this is just too much. Like, this is just,
um, Dave, do we have the little lookout? Sussex was that? He's like, I'd love to be able to sit on a bench and look out over the view. Is that up by
well,
the
yeah,
dam?
I'm in the Firewatch Tower here. There's some,
There's
there's,
Firewatch Tower is good, but there was that one where it's like Retsy's Trail or something. Maybe we don't have that loaded.
let me see if
I
it's
remember
loaded.
we, I remember we did.
There is a
We could
lookout. I
do.
just don't know if it's loaded. So let's sort of scoot through
Yeah.
here. Ignore all the bumps and bruises, guys.
All
This
right.
is just for you guys.
Sussex guy, if you're still here, pay attention for your.
So Steve's
That's
logging road. Let's go.
telling
Oh,
them
there we
that
go. There we go. This is the right way.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
the
yeah.
right way.
Uh,
So
uh,
this is really
okay.
interesting on this road. So I'll just show this really quick. So
Okay.
this little building here. If you come inside this building,
Okay.
and hopefully it's loaded on the other side, and you go through this tunnel, this takes you back to the dam. So that's where that goes. So that's a little sneaky
Right.
peeky. Steve did all
And
his work.
where's
He
the
did such a good work.
where's the little lookout?
At the end of the
Where's
road.
that bench?
End of the
End of the
road.
road, right?
Yeah. But before we get there, I need to load the rest of the world, or else you're going to be looking out on nothing. So, un momento. You're looking back this
Un
way.
momento.
You're looking back this way. That's my Spanish for the day. It's a bilingual stream.
Great.
I can officially say
I
that
see
now.
that now. You two are keeping a lot of secrets from me. I do not appreciate it.
Joker,
will.
I gotta tell you, I some of the stuff I haven't seen either because I'm rarely in the main. I'm rarely in the main map.
It's very
It's
true.
usually-
Craig does a lot of testing on his own map because the main map is so big to load, it would slow him
Yeah, it's
down.
just
So,
because like when I'm
Yeah.
testing, like for example, like when I was working on the elevator, I actually was testing the elevator on my test map because I needed it quickly because I couldn't wait that couple minutes for the thing to load. It was driving me crazy. So I'm
That's no
rarely
way
on
to
I'm
work.
rarely on the large map.
here is another sign.
Hmm.
Oh, while I'm here, I'm going to do some quick cleanup.
Well, show the lookout first.
I'm
then
going to.
Okay, now you're just editing.
I got to get rid of this because I just found these little guys because we're deleting all these. Dun, 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 dun. Hi, Chloe. There we go. Save that. Close that. Okay.
Chloe, camera, when? I'm
All right.
thinking next stream. Yes.
All right. What does she want to do?
Love it.
Oh, I think she wants to come in. 1 second. She's very important. She's helping the game too. Come on in. In or out?
Bribe me for some puzzle info. I mean, I know very little about some of the things in game. Like I get a very, very, very high level info every week, but I'm like,
We just
yep,
tell
that's
Joker there's puzzles in the
Here's
game. We
here's
don't
a
tell
little
him
lookout
about
there. There you go. There's a
See,
nice
that's
view.
a good lookout.
Yeah.
You just chill, hang out.
that's a very good lookout.
Yeah. Now there's parts
There you go,
here that are
Sussex.
not. There's a wall right along here. If you can follow my little because we are out early. The Alpha V1 is only going to be 1/4 of the entire map. So that's why there's the wall along there. And we want to just work in this smaller area, even though it's like 16 square kilometers or something ridiculous. Small, not really. To flush out all the issues and stuff like that. So I can quickly head over to the corner of the map in summer and then look back, and you guys get an idea of how big that is. So this is the early alpha size right here. If I go up like this. Oh, I don't have the rest of the mountains loaded. Let's do that.
Polenta,
real
you
quick.
could bribe him. I just don't know if it's gonna be worth the money.
Let's
I mean,
try.
the only thing I know is
Joker will
that
take your money, but it'll be like, it's
I mean, if there's money involved, I mean, hell yeah. If there's a loud beeping noise, just run the way you came out. That's all I know, I think. Everything else, no idea.
Let me just load that region in the back there. Get the rest of these mountains are not loaded. There we go. And there they come in. Okay, so this is sort of look. This is this section here. I'm going to try to see if I can do this somewhat properly. So you are looking at outwards here. This is summer. You can kind of see, it's going to be really hard on stream, but the little orange line that shoots right along there, that's the first wall that you need to bring down. So between there and there is fall, and that's all fall. And then the next one, you can see a blue line in the distance. That's the wall between fall and winter. So there's the entire map that you'll be testing for early alpha.
Yeah. Yeah. Which
And I
you
could
think,
kinda-
oh, it's not that big. And then you
Yeah.
get down, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's quite big.
Oh, that's a good shot, Dave.
Yeah, I'm not going to stay up
Yeah.
there too long, but there you go.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, all the rivers and stuff in 5.1 turned out really nice too. I can do it just to sit here. And
Yep.
This
Don't
is a
forget
great
about my
place just to
diving.
sit.
Diving off the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know
all
you
that
don't
good
care,
stuff.
Dave.
No,
I care.
more important things.
Oh yeah, the new water. That's looking nice. Hmm. Cool. Oh, careful. Careful. All the spoilers.
Spoil everything. If Steve wants to fight, I will fight him. I'll take him on.
Steve's crafty. Ah, yeah. Cannonball. It's gonna be so good. Oh, that looks good.
The new reflections look really, really good.
Oh, it's crazy. It honestly, the lighting. Dave, is your mic muted?
I'm just flying around.
Are you just flying around? Oh, okay. You're so quiet. I'm used to you just.
I was hoping you didn't tell him, Craig.
No,
Jesus.
I get worried when he's not blabbering away. I'm worried he's had a heart attack or something. So
No, I'm still alive. Thank you. Thank you for your concern, though, and rushing over here to check on me.
oh yeah, I'll be right there in about 2 hours. Yeah, the lighting is crazy. Like that's like yeah, you and Steve did a little bit. You guys did some tweaking on the lighting, right? You had to do some adjustments. Before. But it's looking like I'm just blown away. Cool.
Alrighty. Any other?
Anything
I think any other questions? I think.
Oh, can you show the barn with the new lighting? The farm.
I think we. Did
Oh,
that
there's one
actually
down
somewhere.
here. I don't know if Steve's is set up, but we'll shoot down to the one over in my area. So Steve's been working a lot in fall. I've been working a lot in summer, so I kind of know what works. So I'd rather show you stuff that I know 100%. But yeah, so if you go into here, let's drop down into here.
Yeah, the lighting in the barn is pretty good.
Yeah, let's let your eyes get adjusted in here. There we go.
Just give it a sec.
There we go. And if we go up a level too, like that just looks beautiful. Look at that. Like all the different contrasts and colors. Oh,
it's crazy.
Just so beautiful. A lot of great places to explore, find loot, get into interactions. It's good to get up high when you're being chased by wolves. Oh, it seems to be a go-to thing. There we are. We're getting a little artifacting now. This is where the GPU starts going, you have too much stuff loaded inside of me. Stop it.
Oh.
So it starts doing that, and you start getting a rainbow effect after that.
I thought you just threw some pallets down on the ground just as for,
Just for fun? No, that's a rock, and as I get closer, I think it cleans up. Yeah,
really?
See, there we go. As I pull back.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Cool.
Yeah. So there you go. Any other questions? You're now getting your first look at Gold River in 5.1, and we are putting all the pieces back together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this stream.
Yes, thank you so
again,
much. Thank you so
Joka.
much for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you,
Yes.
Joka, for just being that bridge between us and the community and letting them know what's going on.
Always happy to help.
Yeah, and thanks to the team. So thankful to have Steve on board. So thankful to have Bobby as well, and Ronan and Marty. So helping out. We need it.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna wish everyone happy holidays.
Happy
Stay safe.
holidays.
Or should we start singing? Should we
No,
sing
no,
our
no, no.
way
That was
out?
it. That was it. That was it.
No.
That was it.
Oh, okay.
That was
I
it.
thought that was my cue.
No, 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 no.
We could do a caroling
No,
stream, Dave.
no, no, we
We would
cannot.
just take requests.
Joka,
Nope.
Joka said no.
Nope.
He's the boss.
Nope. Nope. You two will not.
All right.
Jesus.
All right. All right.
Everyone have a
Jesus.
safe,
Thank you.
wonderful
thank you.
holiday. Hopefully, everyone gets some much needed rest. I know Craig and I are going to stop for 2 days and have holidays and then be back at it. So we'll
2
be,
days.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
giving ourselves 2 days. 2 days.
You get 12
days.
hours.
No, I got to do 2 days because half my family does Christmas Eve and my other half does Christmas Day. So I got to split it up.
You get 1 day then. Craig only 12.
Wow, 12 hours and I get 1 day. You know, you run a hard bargain there, but I like it. I like it. I like your determination.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. All the best,
Thank you for
and
having me.
yeah, and we'll talk to
See
you
you
probably
at
next
the
time
new year.
in the new year. Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.